I'm Joanne Litton with Purdue Extension in Carroll County, and today we're going to talk about soups. Fall and winter are the perfect time for a soup. We're going to talk about 3 different categories: broth versus stock, cream soups versus chowders, and different types of chili soups. Let's go to the kitchen. Broth soups are made with either broth or stock. Broth is a thinner, seasoned liquid that starts with meat and some vegetables. It is a flavorful foundation for many of our soups. Stock, on the other hand, is made by simmering bones and has a stronger flavor and a fuller body than broth. When purchasing broth and stock products, you should always read the label. In particular, look at the sodium content and the calories. Sodium content ranges from 440 milligrams of sodium to over 1,000. We're going to make vegetable soup using leftover pulled pork. We love pulled pork vegetable soup, and we make it using a pork butt roast in our crock pot for 8 hours. So I've added 2 cups of pork roast. We'll add some beef broth, reduced sodium. I like to add O'Brien potatoes because they have peppers and onions already in them. Frozen vegetables, diced tomatoes, and diced tomatoes come in a variety of flavorings, and our family enjoys chili ready. There's also Mexican or plain diced tomatoes, depending on our mood. And then, to top it all off, V8 juice just adds a nice flavor. And again, I'm using a low sodium option. We will pour all this in, stir it up. Add the lid and turn to high. When it boils, we'll turn it down to medium-low and simmer for 20 minutes, and supper will be ready. Ooh, doesn't this look delicious? We are ready for lunch. To turn this into a meal, all we need is some delicious apple slices. One of my favorite ways to fix those is to cook them in the skillet. Then you have a nice sweet fruit dessert. Chicken noodle soup is easy as 1, 2, 3. Add your broth or stock and heat on high to boiling. Then you'll select and put in your chicken. Today I have canned, frozen, oven roasted, and shredded that has been thawed, and then once it's all boiling, you add your noodles and cook until your desired doneness, about 10 minutes for tender. So when your broth is boiling, it is time to add the chicken. And today, I'm just going to mix it up and add and your noodles. And in 8 minutes, we will be ready for lunch. Our soup is done. Doesn't this look yummy? We're going to make stuffed pepper soup. We start with a pound of ground meat. We will brown it on medium. Now that the burger is brown, we are going to Strain it, and then reserve some of the liquid for the vegetables. Put about a tablespoon of liquid back in, and we are going to saute our peppers, onions, and garlic. Once your vegetables are cooked, you're ready to add the meat back and all the other vegetables. Add your seasonings, broth, and rice. Stir everything together. Add the lid. Then we will simmer for 25 minutes. 25 minutes later, we are ready for some delicious soup. Do you know the difference between cream and chowder soups? Well, cream soup starts with a white sauce ingredients, such as melting butter, then you thicken with flour and add in your milk or cream. A classic cream soup recipe is broccoli cheddar. Most folks will expect chowders, however, to be chunkier than cream soup. A classic chowder recipe is New England clam chowder. When making cream soups and chowders, you can reduce the fat in your soup or chowder by using some lower fat ingredients, such as 2% cheese, 2% milk, and soft canola butter versus butter sticks. We are going to make a broccoli cheddar cream soup. To begin, we will melt the butter. So this is 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to melt on medium-low, and then we will add a flour mixture. We will add our flour and seasonings and stir with a whisk to get it all blended in. As soon as it is blended, time to pour in the milk and the stock while you keep stirring. Once it's blended, I'm going to turn it up to a higher temperature so that it will thicken. Get back down. Once it has started to thicken, you're ready to add the broccoli. At this stage, I'm going to switch over to a spoon. Broccoli was frozen and cooked in the microwave a little bit before we started, so it won't take long for it to be heated. And then you add your cheese until it melts. Doesn't this look delicious? Ready for lunch. We're going to make crab soup. It's like a cream soup. We will start with melting the butter. To get rid of the fat around the crab meat, you will want to undo the lid, drain the fat mixture into the sink, and then constantly wash until the liquid runs clear. You will want to cook your crab soup to 160 degrees. Now we're ready to serve. Our crab soup makes a meal for 2 people or a nice addition to a meal for 4. You're going to make a cheesy ham and potato chowder. Chowder is very similar to the cream soups that we've been making with using a white sauce, but you have chunky vegetables. We will start by cooking our vegetables in water, and then we will mix the white sauce and add it together. We will simply melt our butter. Now we're ready to add the flour mixture. As a reminder, you want to constantly stir so that you don't end up with lumpy or scorched flour mixture. When you add the milk, keep stirring. Now that we are thick and the cream sauce is popping a little bit, let us add our pork tender vegetables and the remaining broth. Stir it together. Add our cheese. As soon as the cheese melts, you are ready for lunch. Doesn't that look tasty? Everyone loves chili. What comes to mind when you think of your favorite chili? I think of beans and meat. Some people think of hot, spicy chili, and others here in Indiana add noodles to their chili. I want you to know, though, that no matter what chili you're making, you can reduce the fat when making soups with hamburger by choosing lower fat ground meat, such as ground turkey, ground pork, or ground chuck versus ground beef. And after it's cooked, you can rinse your meat in hot water to remove the extra fat. We are making a main dish baked bean using our ground beef that we rinsed to get rid of the extra fat. It is a simple recipe that is just baked beans, ketchup, either sugar or Splenda for your sweetener, and apple cider vinegar with a touch of Tabasco sauce for the heat that you like. add your ingredients, stir, cook on medium until you've heated all the ingredients, and soup is ready. Now that our soup is hot, you are ready to enjoy. I enjoy it topped with shredded cheese, chili is a delicious soup ready for a wonderful fall day. And chili is one of those that there is lots of options of what you use. Today we're going to start with a basic chili recipe and then share with you some of the additional ingredients many people use. Why don't you also share with us your favorites? We're going to start by browning our hamburger on medium. One of my family favorites is to add a little bit of savory flavor by adding Worcestershire sauce while I'm cooking the meat. Today I've used brown because I didn't want to deal with the fat, and thus I am putting our vegetables in partway through cooking so they also can saute in with the burger and the Worcestershire sauce. Now that our peppers have sauteed and our hamburgers cooked, I'm going to add our chili powder for seasoning, stir it in, and today I'm using kidney beans. I'm using a tomato can of diced tomatoes that are chili ready. I love that they add additional seasoning, and I enjoy lots of extra broth. So I enjoy putting in some vegetable juice so that it is soupy. If that is too soupy for your family, you can add more beans because the beans will absorb and make it thicker. We're going to let it simmer until everything is nice and hot and the flavors cook through. Ooh, our chili is right ready to go. Doesn't that look delicious? And if you by chance have added too much heat to your chili, you can try sour cream or sour cream with seasoning or cheese to help cool it back down. Additional items you can add for a variety of flavors include these. If you want to add heat to your chili, you can choose hot sauce, pickled jalapenos, or cayenne pepper. To make your meat savory, add Worcestershire sauce when cooking your ground meat. Semi-sweet chocolate will add a faint hint of sweet and bitter. Plus, it makes the chili have a richer taste. One of my favorites to add is apple cider vinegar, or you could also add lime juice. These both give a tanginess to your flavor. Sugar, whether it be white, brown, or a substitute, will add a sweetness to your chili. One final tip, if your chili is too thin, you can try to thicken it by simmering with the lid off, or add more beans, which will add more starch to help thicken your soup. So which type of soup is your favorite? I love crab soup. It's a nice creamy flavor right for the holidays. Why don't you share your favorite soups with us on Facebook?